Baby girl, I promise you gon' love the way I do ya. Honey, you're a diamond in the rough and I'm a jeweler. Let me put you on to this fucking Kama Sutra. I'ma have you screaming, yes, Lord, hallelujah.
What's up, guys? So I've been gone for a long time. I know I've been gone for almost a year, and a lot has happened, a lot has changed. But pretty much this video is kind of just letting you guys in on what's been going on in my life. So I'm still married, and I'm in San Diego right now. My family is still where my husband is stationed, but they are coming out here. My husband does have his orders. So that's good. As far as how I'm liking the Navy, whew, it's good. It has its good days and it has its bad days. But yeah, so pretty much, so I had like a couple of questions that people were asking me that I wanted to go ahead and answer from my previous videos. So some people wanted, like one person wanted to know, so I had to write the questions down because I couldn't remember them all. So some of these questions I am going to venture off and do like more in-depth videos about them, but just for like my starter up video, since it's been a year, I didn't want to leave y'all hanging and I wanted to go ahead and get some of these questions answered. So the first one was, keep in mind this is back from when I was in A school, so yeah, okay. First question was, can your spouse live with you on base after you get married, your spouse and your child? When you get stationed, yes, you can take your spouse and your kids with you when you get stationed somewhere, unless you take orders that are unaccompanied orders, so that's when you don't bring your family with you. But yes, the military will pay for your family to come out there with you as long as they are your dependents. Okay, they gotta be your dependents. They'll pay for it. They need to be on that page too. All right, next question was, can your spouse live with you at A school? Yes and no. Okay, yes, if your A school is longer than so many days. It was a lot. Like, it was a lot of days. I know that for a fact. I'm gonna look it up and then I'm gonna put it up in here somewhere how many days it was, but it's a lot of days. Or to be down below, but I'm gonna answer that question, like the number. But yeah, it's a lot of days. I think it's like over 100 and something. You can pay for them to come out there and live with you. No, if it's under those days. And personally, I feel like it's not even worth it, because just go get your schooling done, be done, and you get your family, y'all go and y'all move to your first duty station together, and then y'all be together, y'all start that journey together. Like, I mean, it just depends on how long your A school is, but I don't think you should do it. Okay. Can you talk on the phone in A school? Yes. A school is nothing like boot camp. All right. You can talk on the phone. You can have a laptop. You can go out on after class and stuff. Like, it's different rules to it though. Like, that's gonna be another video talking about A school, but you can go out. All right. It's not like boot camp. You can have your phone. You're good. How do you request co-location? All right. I'm gonna keep this one real short and sweet because this is just a whole nother video by itself. And I kind of want to do this video with my husband as well about co-location. But to request a to co-locate, simple. You just do a 1306. So you go to admin and you request a 1306. You're trying to co-locate with your spouse. Your admin will help you through that process. They should help you through that process, okay? But I'm gonna do a separate video telling y'all like our experience with our co-location, because yeah, it was a little bit different. But we're gonna sit down. I'm gonna sit down with my husband. We'll do that video and go in depth about that. But to answer that question, it's called a 1306, DD form 1306. Okay, next question is, do you only get paid base pay in boot camp? No. Well, no, I didn't. So if you have a family back at home, if you're married and if you have dependents on your page too, when you join the military, if you got dependents, then you're gonna get paid your BAH while you are in boot camp. I didn't get my BAH. No, I didn't get my BAH in boot camp because my husband my husband had the kids under him as dependents. So it was showing up that I just had a spouse that was in the military. So they're not going to pay me my BAH because my spouse was already getting his BAH and he had the kids under him. If I would have had the kids under me while I was in boot camp, then we both would have been getting our BAH. But since he had the kids under him, I was not getting BAH while I was in boot camp. But if you have dependents on your page 2, you're going to get your BAH. You're not going to get anything for like food because you're there. They're going to be giving you food every day. You won't be getting any CPay. Well, dang. I think I answered one question. Yeah, I think you only get paid base pay. I need to go look at my LES from back then. Because I feel like I had other stuff on there. But yeah. I'm going to have to go look at the LES. Somebody asked, is childcare on base? And if so, is it free? Yes, there is childcare on the bases. Some bases have multiple CDC. It's called a CDC, the Child Development Center. And no, it is not freaking free. Like, hell no, that shit ain't free. They do base it off of your household income, though. I will say that. So you have to turn in your LES and your pay stubs, like you and your spouse, and it's like brackets. So if you fall in between a certain bracket, that's how much you pay for a CDC. And then if you have 2 kids, like we have 2 kids, one we pay full price, the second we get like 10% off. But yeah, so we pay $1,000 a month for CDC. I'm not exaggerating, y'all. Like every paycheck, we pay like $500 and something every 2 weeks. So we pay $1,000 for the CDC. Carter needs to come on and go to preschool, go to kindergarten, because he breaking me. Okay, anyways. It's $1,000 though for CDC. So no, it's not free. But there are other options for childcare. And I feel like this could be a separate video as well. It's called like the FCC providers, and it's people who do daycare out of their home. But it's not like, I prefer the CDC. My husband and I prefer the CDC just because it's a little bit more structured. It's going to prepare them a little bit more for school than I feel like being in someone's house. But people, when they do it at their house, it is still structured. Like they have to have like a plan. They have like the table and the cubbies and activities. But I just feel like just simple stuff like learning how to walk in a line down the hallway, going on a playground, and like I just feel like stuff like that is essential for a child to learn. And I feel like they get that at the CDC. I don't think they would really get all of that as at the FCC. I don't know if they're making the kids walk in line at their house. I don't know, but that's just my opinion. All right, next question. Is it best to live on base or off base? Talking about housing. All right, so this is another video too, but I'm gonna just give y'all the short version. Where my husband is at, it's best to, in my opinion, it's best to stay off base because you can get more for your money. And it's not like it is a little, it's like 20 minutes to get on the base, but for me, to me, like if you want to go to town a lot, it's worth staying out in town. Don't stay on the base because you got to drive 30 minutes to get to Walmart. All right. In San Diego, it's best to stay with the military housing. It's not on the base though in San Diego. It's neighborhoods just like all around San Diego. Like they just look like regular neighborhoods, but they're military housing neighborhoods. So you kind of like you don't feel like you're staying on base because when you get off work, you're not living on a base. You get what I'm saying? Like you're living out in town in a neighborhood, but it is still military housing, but you're not on the base. So I feel like that's a win because you can get away from it a little bit, even though your neighbor is still going to be military, you know what I mean? But still, you're not on the base. And the housing out here is expensive. So that's why I said I'm going to do another video because right now we're looking for where we're going to move when they come out here because they're coming out here really soon. So we've been looking at where we're going to stay, what we're going to do. So I'm going to do another video on that. But yeah, like you get more for your money in military housing out here simply because it costs more to live out here, like civilian side. How do you feel about leaving my kids? All right, this is gonna be another video I'm gonna branch off into because I absolutely hate it. Like I hate being away from my kids. Like, I don't even know how else to say it. Like, I hate it. And that's one of the main reasons why when I, like, at the beginning, when I was like, how do I like the military? That has a lot to do with it, because I don't see them every day. So it's harder for me in that aspect. I feel like I push harder at work, though, to keep my mind off of it. So I've, like, been succeeding, like, a lot more in work. But it does weigh on me sometimes. So honestly, if you can't take being away from your kids, like, if you feel like that would break you, that's something to really consider. Because once you sign that contract, once you join, it ain't no, oh, I miss my kids, so I'm finna get out. No, it ain't like that. So that's something that you really need to consider that I didn't really consider. I did, but I didn't. Like I thought it was gonna be a lot easier. First of all, I didn't expect to be away from my kids for a year. But yeah, like, that's why I'm like, our situation was it's just crazy. But I have to like I said, I'm gonna do a video about that. That can be in our co-location video. But yeah, it's hard being away from your kids. Like, that's never gonna be easy unless you just, I don't want to say unless you're a bad parent, because some people cope with it differently. So you might find something to help you get over it. But for me, I haven't found that thing besides, like, work. Like, when I just, like, really, really focus on my job, then I be focused on my job, so I don't be thinking about it, you know what I mean? Those are all the questions that I answered for this video. Like, questions I had that was backed up from other videos that stood out, and I wanted to put a video out for those questions, because I feel like other people might have had those questions. If you have other questions, go ahead and drop them down below. Like I said, I'm gonna be pushing out other videos going in depth about the things that I talked about on here. I know the co-location was a big one that people want to know about, so that's just going to be a totally different video. My experience in the Navy so far, my job, I'm going to try to talk about that, and just, like, where I'm at, how I've been doing or whatever. So, yeah, sorry I've been gone for a long time, but I promise it's going to be well worth it with these videos that I got coming out. So yeah, until next time, I will see you guys later.
Shit that you can sell me, but a nigga be getting these hundreds though. A nigga be getting that money, bro. These niggas be looking real funny, bro. Cause profit be swagging on